'Cause I scheduled when the pizza should be here. I swear I'm not even high right now.
If your pizza shows up in the middle of the show, I'm going to be so happy. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fortress of Comic News. My name is Chris. This is Mike.
Wait, did you get all that?
Yeah, I did.
Damn it. Oh, my God. They're probably thinking, like, Mike's such a huge stoner. He's, like, revolving his day around pizza, I swear. I'm just really hungry.
Legislation went into effect.
Welcome back.
Mike's going down the deep end.
That's how it starts, man. Ordering pizzas, then you become a couch potato, and then your whole life is in shambles. That's what weed does to people.
I saw probably the greatest like anti-marijuana smoking video.
Yeah,
and it was like a guy took one hit of a joint, and then his head explodes.
Oh my God, that's Do you remember Harold? You've seen Harold and Kumar, right?
Yeah.
Go to White Castle. I think that's the title. But they're getting high, and then they watch the marijuana ad comes on where the kids they're smoking weed, and then they're like hanging out in the dad's gun collection. And he's like, "What are you?" And he grabs a shotgun. He's like, "What are you doing, man?" He's like, "I'm so high right now. I don't know." And he shoots himself in the face, and his friend's like, "No!" And then it's like, marijuana kills. That's to the extent of the Massachusetts ads right now, because before when the marijuana was on the ballot, there was a little section for the people that didn't understand the law when you were voting to read through the pros and the cons, people for it, and then they explain it, people against it, and then they explain it. Well, you could tell there's a lot of money dropped into the people against it section, because they're like, it contributes to the opioid problem of America, and oh my God, all this crazy, it was it was the biggest example of fear mongering to get the old people that are voting to be like, oh my God, we can't let this happen. There's the post office I go to every day. There's this giant billboard next to the post office I go to every day, and there's at least 3 in my town right now. But one says 60% of kids who smoke marijuana drop out of school. It's yeah, because probably 98% of the high school students are smoking marijuana. That's probably why. You just have a really shitty school system.
Yeah, I don't know what school you went to, but mine, those stats are probably dead on.
Yeah. So anyway,
first show of 2017.
Here we are, right in the new year.
We got all this new stuff too. I got a new program. I got a new mic. I got new shit.
You got a new mic.
I did get a new mic. It's pretty.
I've been replaced. Everybody, we're getting a new mic.
I can only do podcasts with mics. I don't know if you know that or not.
Yeah, I knew. The other one that you used to do a podcast with. It looks pretty legit. I'm actually viewing for your viewing pleasure. I think you see my stove in the background now. I actually bought with all my Christmas gift cards. I got a station for my laptop, and I'm having a monitor and all my computer gaming stuff. So I just have this giant desk now, and it's awesome.
Fantastic.
A little more legit now. Yeah. Speaking of Christmas, I got an awesome surprise for Christmas. Yeah. From my mom. Yeah. So get this. I swear, I'm not even on anything right now.
It's already happening, everybody.
I just had a lot of caffeine. It was a great surprise because I didn't ask for anything this year. I don't really need anything. I asked for the gift cards to build my PC station here. But my mom surprised me with Invincible #1.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Mom is the best.
And I know, she's like, you should just open this tonight. I'm like, all right. So I open it, and it's all my comics from, because for any of you who don't know, Chris and I used to go to the same comic book shop in Victor, New York. I actually have my comics shipped to me now from that guy because we're friends with the owner. Support your local comic shop. Don't buy digitally. Well, if you have to buy digitally, that's a whole other story. But anyways, she conspired with him to get this comic book, and it was in the pile there, and I'm like, wait, this isn't part of my weekly pull list. And I was like, holy shit! So I think I have like the first 5. If anybody doesn't know, I'm trying to collect the whole series of Invincible, especially now that it's ending. I have, I think the closest I ever got to issue number 1 was issues 2 and 3, which are still pretty tough to find. This is the variant. There's 2 different versions of issue number 1. There's there was this Comic-Con that happened at the release of Invincible number 1, so it's like a variant of that. I mean, it's still issue number 1, so I don't care either way. It's still the same content, and even that issue has gotten more expensive over the years. So like, you could tell they're both going to be pretty high up there, especially now that it's ending. And there's no way they don't do a show or movie out of this at some point down the line. You know, they're going to run out of content, and they're going to be like, well, CGI is not that hard to do. We'll just do an Invincible show now.
Oh, dude, HBO live action Invincible.
I know, just blood everywhere. Plus Robert Kirkman, like anything that guy touches is gold. But yeah, that was a nice surprise. It was awesome. It was probably a really cool surprise for me. What about you? Did you get anything cool?
The only I got 2 things. One was I got the software that I think you use because our local comic store recommended it to me.
Oh, CLZ?
Yeah, to catalog my comics.
Yes.
So I have a lot of cataloging to do. And then actually just today I get home and there's a package for me, and I guess Funko sent out to everyone who was subscribed to their blind boxes. They sent out a random surprise box. So
what?
I got the Marvel Collector Core Ant-Man box for free.
They just sent you a random box?
Yeah, they sent it to me. Because I saw it, they put it under my Smuggler's Bounty stuff.
Mm-hmm. So
I was like, oh, I need to get back to my house and do the unboxing for it. And I get home, what the fuck is this?
This sent me the wrong thing.
I don't do Marvel, and I was trying to figure it out, and then I look through, and on my thing it says, Merry Christmas from Funko under the shipping stuff.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Box. Then my other one is shipping in next week. So yeah, that was really cool. So I have a bunch of Ant-Man stuff.
I see everybody has their own collector box now. DC has their own collector box, Marvel, Star Wars.
Yeah, because Funko does the Marvel and the DC one as well as the Star Wars one.
I've been thinking about maybe after I get more space to put things, I'll start getting the DC box because I always see it and I'm like, oh man, that would be great.
The last one was really cool because it was DC Legacy, and they did Batman 66 stuff.
Oh, damn it!
Yeah,
I knew I've been missing out in life. Crap. But that's cool, man.
So we took 2 weeks off, and everything happened.
Yeah, it was weird.
That?
I had brought my gaming laptop and stuff home. I was home for a whole week, and my sister is sitting on the couch just hanging out, and I'm sitting there gaming, and she kept telling me hey, they just dropped the Alien trailer, and I'm like, oh, come on. And then she's like, hey, they just dropped the Blade Runner trailer. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. The 1 week we took off for the show, are you nuts? What's going on here?
Yeah, so we got a hefty show ahead of us. So wherever we want to start.
Let's get the bad news out of the way first, I think.
Ugh.
Out of all the things that did happen over break, I don't even know how to say this. Carrie Fisher passed away over break. It was a bad Christmas because of that. Man, was I wrecked. It was sad.
Yeah, what made it worse for me is that 2 days before that news, I had a friend who passed away.
Oh, man.
So, and not to say that they're anywhere compared, because Carrie Fisher, as much as I love her, doesn't compare to a friend passing away, but, yeah, when Carrie Fisher passed away, I was just like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
She's not that old. She was only 60.
I know. That's young nowadays.
And she still had, a lot left in her. It's very sad. It sucks especially for Star Wars fans. It seems like it's reported she did finish all of her episode 8 stuff, so we will get to see her one more time.
But the interesting thing is, I mean, I hate to be talking about the death, but that whole article dropped where they took a insurance policy out because she was still, I think, still alive in the movie at the end of 8. So they might have to use that deposit or insurance policy to CGI her in the next movie or something.
Which, or CGI an ending where she passes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that all sucks. And what made that even worse is the fact that her mother passed away the next day.
Yeah, it was just such a sad story.
I feel bad for that family.
Yeah, Princess Leia's gone, but not forgotten for sure. Damn. She was so hilarious too in all her interviews. She just didn't give a shit about anything, man.
Yeah, the one that I had heard right after was her giving a speech for George Lucas at some award ceremony, and she's just amazing during it. She says something about how she was mad that her mom in the prequel movies, because my mom has a different hairstyle every day and this and that, and then she goes on and goes, and I know something very particular. She was wearing a bra during those. And you told me that there's no bras in space. And just the way she delivers is way better than me, but it's fantastic.
Yeah. That's great. So I almost thought, I could have put money on it that we were going to get a Star Wars 8 trailer on Christmas. Like that would have between all the trailers dropping and stuff, I would have put my money on it that we were getting a Star Wars 8 trailer.
I wouldn't be surprised if we were supposed to.
Yeah. Obviously, that wouldn't be the right time to do it after her passing. But that, like, the Star Wars movies are making it literally the best Christmas every year because, I mean, you get the new movie and then you get the trailer after. Which brings me to say I went and saw Rogue One for the second time so far, this time in the IMAX theater. Oh, it was awesome. 3D IMAX is the way to go. Something notable about the movie this time around. Obviously, it was so good. I can't find like hardly any flaws with that movie. I just watched it again and I'm like, oh my god. But
did you check to see if that Jar Jar Binks thing was true?
No, for anyone that doesn't know, there's a picture going around the internet of when they're running to. This isn't a spoiler for the movie. Everybody's running to like a ship to fly away. There's no context there at all, but there's a picture leaked on the internet where someone zoomed in and found either a Gungan or Jar Jar Binks, but I would have seen that. I'm hoping it's a doctored photo. If it's not, I mean, it's kind of funny if it's not.
I kind of hope it's real because it's such a dick move.
Yeah, it really is. Someone probably bet him that they couldn't put him in the movie and still make money or something like that.
Yeah.
That being said, I noticed that when they're looking for the files, one of the files is named Black Saber, and that has to do something with like Rebels, doesn't it? Doesn't one of the characters in Rebels have like a black lightsaber, or like a black sword, or something like that?
I don't remember.
I saw the trailer. I don't watch Rebels, but I saw the new trailer for like what is it, second half of season 2 or season 3, and I think one of the girls is the main character, but she has like this black sword, and there's a story revolving around it. So I don't know if it had to do something like
I haven't gotten into season 3, so it might be a season 3 thing.
Oh, okay. Well, everybody seemed to be some type of powerful sword. I'm like, oh man, ancient powerful weapons. I'm down for that storyline. But if you notice, I think it's whatever Luke's call sign is in episode 4 when he gets in a ship. I think it's Red Leader 6 or something like that. Or
yeah, that's in the movie.
Yeah, that guy dies in the battle.
Yeah.
So it's like it obviously makes way for him to grab that ship, which is pretty cool. There's a bunch of little stuff like that you notice.
Yeah, I found out that one of the original writer for Rogue One, who wrote the first draft, he's actually working on Rebels on a few episodes.
Oh wow!
Including he's doing I think it was Biggs's origin story, or it's one of the pilots from the original trilogy.
Oh wow,
so, yeah,
that's
he's
awesome.
Actually working on some of it.
Yeah, so I mean, that was how many times have you seen it?
Just twice.
A few times for me too. I was trying to get back. I've just been so busy with my video games, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot going on right now.
So movie trailers dropping during Christmas. The new Alien trailer. What'd you think of that?
I loved it. It looked
Oh,
great.
it was awesome.
It reminded me a lot of the first one. It looked very horror-esque and
Yeah,
had
exactly.
that 70s vibe to it. I can't wait to see that movie.
It's almost like Ridley Scott was like, "Oh, I know what you guys liked from the original movies. Let me do that again.
Yeah.
Let me not try all this crazy stuff that it did in Prometheus." And the one thing about the trailer that was awesome, you see like the guy, he obviously has like the eggs implanted in him because like you see it jump out his face, and then you see him like in containment, and you hear like, "Ah!" which is like their chest exploding or whatever. Like you always know that sound from all the Alien movies of like when their bones are like snapping. It's so disgusting. But like the doctor or whatever is just watching him through the door, and she doesn't break containment, which is like, thank God. You know, finally, like there's one smart scientist on these space missions that give it to Ridley Scott to write in the movie that they don't break containment, because like if you have a PhD in science and you're going to space and there's an alien life form like demolishing someone in a room, you're not going to open that door. Like that's like it's like space travel 101 that they learn. They must. Anyways,
Yeah.
I just thought it was some good writing. And then that like the scene of them in the shower and the alien like tail, I was like, "Oh my God, this is so terrifying."
And the one where the alien just has his mouth open and the tongue starts to come out towards them.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. There were some
I
really
hope
great call signs in there.
I want like the first 10 or 15 minutes to just like establish the origin of the aliens, get them out of the way, and then like the rest of the movie is just like them running from aliens.
Yeah.
That would be perfect.
And then there was
I'm definitely gonna go see it.
oh 100%. And then next to come out was Blade Runner.
Blade Runner, which I opened up that trailer and I was like, I honestly don't really care if there's a Blade Runner sequel. But then I watched that trailer and I'm like, damn, now I want this movie to happen. You know, it's like it was something I didn't know I wanted until I watched the trailer.
Yeah, I remember watching it and I was just like, I like Blade Runner, but it doesn't need a sequel. And I watched that and I was like, oh, what's going on? What's going on? And I saw it and I saw Harrison Ford pop up and I was like, yeah, I need this movie.
Harrison Ford living in a shack in like the desert.
Yeah.
He's like, we have to go back. Oh man, it's awesome. Harrison Ford is going to be playing that disgruntled older version of himself in every movie now.
Oh yeah, that's going to make some more money back.
Yep. So that looks fantastic. And the soundtrack to, at least in the trailer, the music was awesome. It was like that 80s synthesizer stuff that's so good.
Yeah, they had the feel down for it too. Like the whole mood of the trailer looked perfect.
I know there was a new John Wick trailer, like the official trailer, I think. And that might have been released around Christmas time, but obviously it's like people telling John Wick, if you go down this road, there's no coming back, and he's just like, well, I'm just going to kill everyone. So there's the plot, everybody.
You also heard they're doing a John Wick comic, right?
Oh, they are?
Yeah, they're doing like an origin comic.
Oh, come on. Yeah. Sold. If I could have Keanu Reeves like read it to me, that'd be even better. But so basically, I mean,
this guy.
I'm going to shoot him.
Whoa.
Whoa. The whole comic is just him saying whoa and like shooting people. Whoa. He shoots him. Whoa.
Wow, the guy's head just blew up.
And then he's like, excellent. Anyways, those are our Keanu Reeves references. But we see that his dog survives the explosion of his house in the trailers, so that's always good. The dog survives this time. His house blows up. So maybe he's just killing people on the precedent that like his dog almost died again. So
or is just really pissed because like he really did a great job like interior decorating that house.
It was a nice
Like,
house. It was a
just like
really
he
nice.
was
So maybe
really
that's
into
it.
it. He just wanted to chill, and now it's just like fucking blow my house. What the hell?
Yeah, that might be it. That movie. So I'm gonna go watch that movie again tonight. Every time we talk about that movie, I just want to watch it.
I gotta finish watching it.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, Chris fell asleep watching that movie.
I was pretty drunk too, just to be fair.
Yeah, yep. I think we were both drinking, and that's what happens. Sometimes you just pass out. um, okay, TV shows. Obviously, there's like some dead space here for TV shows. It's giving me my chance to catch up on Shameless because I'm on like season 4 now, and that show is fantastic. William H Macy is just a genius.
Once I'm done with the show I'm on, I'm going into Man in the High Castle.
Oh, that's the one about the Nazis, right?
Yeah, because that show looks amazing.
I heard it's really good. I think it's on Amazon Prime, right? I can probably watch it
Yeah,
on
it's
there.
an Amazon original.
It's what is it about? The Nazis like won the war?
Basically, Nazis win World War II, but there's some sort of sci-fi element behind all of it.
Ooh.
Because I forget who the writer is, but he's a very big like sci-fi writer from the 60s and 70s.
Ooh. So what if it was like all just they're in a parallel dimension or some crazy shit? Like there's another dimension where that we live in and they live in the dimension where, or is it like aliens? That'd be even better.
Well, you know what? This is the thing: is people may not know this about me, but I like Nazis as villains.
Yeah.
So you put Nazis in there, I'm gonna be in.
Have you ever seen? Speaking of Nazis as villains, we're gonna talk about a movie. Have you ever seen Dead Snow?
I've heard of Dead Snow.
You need to watch. There's 2 Dead Snow movies, but you need to watch the first Dead Snow. It's all in German. I believe it's on Netflix. Last time I checked. But basically, it's a cabin in the woods movie, and there's actually like a Shaun of the Dead reference. There's an Evil Dead reference. There's all these references to like these fantastic movies. But they go up to a cabin and they find gold or something, and it resurrects these ancient Nazi zombies. And basically, they're fighting off Nazis. It's like a campy. It's
Why
basically
have I not
like,
seen this movie before?
yeah, I know. It's basically Evil Dead, but with Nazi zombies. It's very campy. It's such a ode to those movies, like those B horror movies. It's fantastic.
Okay, while we're on this subject, have you ever heard of Danger 5?
Yes, I have. Yep.
Okay, anyone who hasn't watched Danger 5, Danger 5 is like a spy team movie, and I think it's Australian.
Is it a show or a movie?
Or show. I didn't mean movie.
Yeah, it's a show, right?
And every episode, well, first their commander is a eagle in a suit.
Yeah, yeah.
And every episode has they're fighting against Nazis. So Hitler is a character in the show.
Yep.
And spoilers, in the first episode, they go to Hitler's his nightclub, and the one girl on the team is blonde hair, blue eyes. Typical Aryan woman, and he picks her out of the crowd to go to his back room, and he's sitting underneath a table, waiting to get shit on.
Awesome.
It's and then in the second episode there are Nazi dinosaurs. So yeah, go watch that show immediately.
That's so great. Yeah, I've seen bits and pieces of it. It's actually from the same team that made Kung Fury. I'm pretty sure.
Is it really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it
That's
is.
amazing.
It's related somehow because they're almost like the same type of tone. That like 80s campy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a new show coming to the CW Seed, which is like that the like animation they do online, which they kind of did for Vixen.
Yeah.
And then she like showed up in Arrow. But they've announced Constantine,
Oh,
and
good.
it's being voiced by the gentleman who played Constantine. So in the show so CW is basically getting the rights to it now.
Good. I'm glad he's got another chance. He was really good.
Which, if this gets popular, they might bring him back for another TV show. or at least as a character on like Legends of Tomorrow or something.
Yeah, and he's also playing Constantine in the Justice League Dark animated movie.
Yeah, so DC is still writing him checks. They haven't written him off yet. It would be interesting to see if how do you not put him on a season of Legends of Tomorrow? Like he would be one of the most interesting people.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, let's talk about Jeff Johns real quick.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Jeff Johns made an announcement.
It's going back to Marvel. Woo!
Yeah. Wouldn't that be something?
His run on
you'll never get
Avengers,
it back.
man. His run on Avengers is great.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you want him back, but he's ours.
Yeah, I gotta give you one.
He's on the dark side. He announced that there's going to be a new DC TV show that hasn't been announced in the lineup. It will be announced soon, but hasn't been announced in the lineup yet.
Yeah, which sounds really, enticing.
Which is like another CW show. I think there's only one day of the week we don't have free from CW, and it's is it Fridays? I think it's Fridays.
I don't know.
So like Supergirl Monday, Flash Tuesday, Arrow Wednesdays, Legends of Tomorrow Thursdays. Yeah, we still have Friday missing.
But okay, so here's my theory, and I think you agree with me on this theory.
Okay,
So,
let's hear it.
The Berlantes, they want Booster Gold. They've been talking about
Yes.
Booster Gold for years. They've talked about they had a movie in the works for Booster Gold. They have a thing for Booster Gold. Jeff Johns, possibly his most famous run outside of Flash, is his Booster Gold run.
Yes.
So I feel like Jeff Johns. I'm purposely not on Mike's screen right now because it's a little disturbing. Jeff Johns has a soft spot for Booster Gold, so I think it's going to be a Booster Gold TV series, and it could perfectly spin out of Legends of Tomorrow.
It could. They said they're going to announce it soon, so this makes me think when Legends of Tomorrow comes back, they're going to like run into Booster Gold somewhere in the time stream.
That's my theory. I think it's right there.
If anybody doesn't even care about Booster Gold, go read Jeff Johns' run of Booster Gold because it is so good.
Yeah, I could care less about Jeff Johns, but I love that run.
It is really good. Yeah, so I was gonna say Booster Gold, but I didn't want to. I always say it's gonna be Booster Gold, so I'm glad that you said it this time. He's helping write the show, right? So it has to be.
Yeah, I think he's helping with the first episode or two.
Oh man.
Which would be perfect because that's what Jeff Johns does. He takes a quote-unquote dumb hero and makes him cool, and he could be the perfect guy to do the first episode, do the origin, show who he is, make him cool.
Yeah. And it'll tie into Legends because it's a future thing. He's like a security guard at a future museum, steals equipment, and then like goes back to our time so he can become famous.
And see him. Like, he could just be a guy in the background that, like, hitches a ride with him or something. It's all right there. Like, it's so easy to just push him in there. And it's not like DC's going to do anything in the cinematic universe with him.
There's gonna be an episode of Legends where they have to go to some museum in the future with all the iconic items, and he's gonna be there. I guarantee it. That's how it's gonna tie in.
Yeah.
If it's a thing. All right, I think that's it for TV shows.
So, yeah, actually, along with that, because I'm assuming we're going straight to comics.
Yeah, probably.
With that, Jeff Johns also announced that he is going to be writing a comic book again for DC.
Yes, which I'm super excited about.
Yeah, which I think is going to just be another Rebirth one-shot. They didn't say what it was, but I have a feeling it's going to be something to do with Rebirth and kind of pushing that whole storyline forward with the Watchmen.
Yeah, which I'm fine with, but or it could have something to do with the Scott Snyder event that's going to be happening.
Possibly.
Apparently we'll talk about that. Scott Snyder announced that he is going to be writing the the first like event of Rebirth. Well, I guess Justice League versus Suicide Squad's kind of an event,
It's an event. I'm
but
reading it. It's good. It's an event.
yeah, yeah. I read the first issue, which is pretty cool. I saw that they brought Maxwell Lord back, which he's been kind of hiding in the shadows.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, he announced that him and Greg Capullo are teaming up. Obviously, it's going to be a Batman-centric uh, event, which I would always be excited for a Batman-centric event until I read Batman Eternal, and then I was like, oh, God. So that doesn't mean anything for me. And then he said that it won't be people punching each other, like superheroes punching each other, which I don't know. I don't know what that means. Is it going to be more like a Civil War type of event where it's like some political issues going on or something? I don't know, but it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's interesting because I would argue that Justice League vs. Suicide Squad is a Batman-centric event as well. Because everything kind of spins out of King's Batman run with the I Am Suicide.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where it all starts. But I'm down to see those two back together. I don't care who they're writing. I will read it.
For sure. Marvel has an event coming up too, as well, right?
Yeah, Marvel has. I mean, in typical Marvel fashion, there's a ton of events, but we got Monsters Unleashed coming up. But they announced Secret Empire, and it's spinning out of the Captain America storyline. So there's something to do with Cap and Hydra, and it's all going to come to a head here soon. It's going to be kind of a mini event, but they're making a big deal about it. They've already announced a bunch of stuff with it, so should be cool. I'm down. It's Cap. I'm there.
He was never part of Hydra at all. Dun, 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 and then.
Oh yeah, I told you how it all started. If anyone wants to know, it's in the previous episode, but it would be so easy for them to change it, and they will. It'll all be switched again. It's how it works.
Yeah, it'll go back. Yeah, so that's it. I think I caught up on reading my stuff.
So now that you're caught up, I
haven't read Superman yet though, and I've seen some good things about Superman lately.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch up on Superman too.
I keep seeing posts about, well, obviously the cover of the not the latest issue, but the issue before it was all this different Superman costumes, like the Red Sun and stuff. So I'm really interested to see what's going on.
Yeah. So now that you're all caught up, I'm going to try to convince you to read a new book.
Uh-oh.
And to everyone out there, you should be reading this as well. Marvel has just released Foolkiller. Anyone who doesn't know, Foolkiller is one of the dumbest heroes ever made. It's basically Punisher light. He goes around, he kills anyone he deems a fool. Now, in this new run, he recently was in a team with Deadpool and a couple other, like Solo and Slapstick, and he leaves the team, goes to work for S.H.I.E.L.D. as a psychiatrist, because that's originally what he was, trying to hold back his, urge to kill people.
Naturally.
Yeah. But he can't, obviously. And in the first issue, he meets up with Kid Red Skull.
Oh, boy.
Who he's trying to treat, and then decides there's no use treating him anymore. He's a fool, and he kills him and brings back Foolkiller.
Oh, no.
This has caused it to be, and what few issues there have been, it's a shitty villain of the week.
Oh, man.
And that's why I think anyone that listens to the show and likes the show will enjoy it, because so far that's how it's been. And my favorite so far that I'm going to spoil the crap out of for everybody, but he goes and he has to talk to this guy called the Shit King.
His name's the Shit King?
The Shit King.
Oh, my God.
The Shit King's backstory is, while Fin Fang Foom is attacking New York City, he has to
Wait, who's Fin Fang Foom?
Fin Fang Foom is a giant dragon.
Okay. You almost lost me there for a second.
Giant mystical dragon. So during this, Fin Fang Foom has to take a shit.
Oh,
so
no.
He leaves the battle. He goes over to where this man is having a barbecue with his family. Shits all over his family and the man.
No.
Killing his family, and that gives this man the incredible power.
Don't say it.
to create a stench so bad that it can incapacitate a person, thus becoming the shit king.
Oh my god. That is the best origin story I have ever heard of all time.
I love this
That
book so much. It's just stupid, dumb humor, and what ends up happening is Shield realizes what he's doing, and that he's gone back to killing people, and was just like, "We're actually fine with you doing this because we've always wanted Punisher to be a Shield agent."
Yeah, oh, really?
So they hire him to be the Punisher of Shield.
Oh, wow.
It's fantastic. The third issue will be out here this week. I highly recommend, and it's
The
Marvel,
shit
so
king.
anybody that wants to trade wait for it, there will be trades for it.
Oh my god. This sounds like the book of the year. All right. You convinced me. That's all it took. It was a giant mystical dragon shitting all over some guy's family.
It's so
It's so comedic and metal all at the same time, like them like drowning in magical shit.
it's just I had a whole conversation with our local shop owner about how like my recent tastes. I still like the stuff that we read, like Saga and Walking Dead and this and that, but
Yeah,
the new books I'm picking up are like just wacky. It's the best way I can explain it.
That's definitely wacky for sure.
Yeah, so I assume we're going into what we've been reading, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll just
Oh, yeah.
jump right into it. So to go with that, like one of the books I'd read recently was U.S. Avengers, and U.S. Avengers is the new Iron Patriot who doesn't kill people. I forget the other chick's name, and then Captain America from the future. It's a woman, and then Red Hulk, who has
Oh, hell yeah.
Star and Stripe pants, so he's red, white, and blue. And Squirrel
Great.
Girl. And then the first issue, they fight a organization that has a floating lava secret base.
Oh, that's badass.
And Squirrel Girl brings out her army of flying squirrels with jetpacks.
Oh man.
Everybody read.
Yeah. Yeah, you seem to acquired a unique taste as of lately with these comic books. The only thing new that I'm reading is I got the first couple trades of Sandman, so I'm finally diving into it head first. Some really heavy stuff, but I'm finally I think now I'm ready for it, understanding how comics. I've read lots of comics now. I remember when I was first getting back into comics, I tried reading it and didn't really understand it too much, but now I'm into it. So that's really good. Obviously, it's held up there with like Preacher as one of the all-time best comic books, up there with Y the Last Man.
Yeah, it's one.
But also,
to read.
Yeah, Wonder Woman, Batman are pretty consistently good. The Batman, they did the whole love arc with him and Catwoman after I Am Suicide, which is pretty cool. I know there's a lot of Catwoman and fans out there, especially of the relationship between Catwoman and Batman, which is cool. They have like sex on a rooftop, so that it's interesting.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, it gets sensual for a little bit. What else have I? Oh, Saga number 40 was very good.
Oh yeah.
Very spoilers, very fitting end to the Freelancer, whatever is that their name? I think
Yeah.
that bounty hunter.
I'm pretty sure that's right.
Yeah, they just get shot to bits, which is pretty sweet. You see like Prince, what's his name? Prince Television guy.
Oh yeah. Prince Robot.
He Prince Robot. He's like super high on drugs, like trying to kill himself and like kill Marco, and yeah, it's a really good issue. Obviously, all those issues are very consistent, but like you find out that the Will is like retired from killing things. Lion Cat is sticking with Sophie. Lion Cat doesn't want to leave Sophie.
Yeah.
Which is like, it was funny to see Lion Cat like making a decision for herself. Like his eyes go all wide and he's like,
What do I do?
Yeah.
Um,
Um.
Other stuff I've been reading. Walking Dead. Did you read Walking Dead?
What was the latest issue of Walking Dead?
162.
Was it this week?
Yes.
No, I haven't read it yet. Then the last issue of Walking Dead I read was Lucille's bat break. Lucille breaking.
Okay. Um, so I won't get into too much, but there's a big reveal about Lucille in that as to where the name came from and possible big change
Ooh.
for
Ooh.
Negan. It was a really good issue. Kind of wrapping up the Whisper Wars story, but at the same time, not wrapping up the Whisper Wars story. So I think there's going to be another big event coming up in the next 6 issues with what happened at the end. Um, Aquaman's been fantastic. What was the other book I wanted to talk about? Oh, Flintstones. If nobody's reading the Flintstones, start reading the Flintstones. It's
And who's writing that still?
I don't know off the top of my head.
I thought I knew Jim Lee was involved.
Jim Lee does covers.
Oh, okay.
Russell? I never heard of Russell. Who's Russell? Mark Russell and Steve Pugh? Pooh? I don't know.
His last.
P-U-G-H.
His last.
Is that Pug?
I think it's Pa.
Pug.
No, I think it's Pew. Pew, maybe.
But it's really great. It's kind of a social commentary on today's world using the Flintstones. I highly recommend it. And those annuals coming out are going to be amazing. So, yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
Stuff is great.
He wrote Prez.
Oh, really?
I loved Prez, so maybe I'll give this a shot. Yeah.
I would recommend it.
That's awesome.
The only thing I would say is if you are just going to start it from the beginning, give it a few issues, because once it gets into and realizes what it wants to be, it gets really good.
That's cool. What else did I just? Oh, I read the one shot that they released for Klaus. It was awesome. It was so good. Grant Morrison, Dan Mora back on for another one shot. Back by popular demand. It was The Witch of Winter. It was so good. You get propelled. Klaus goes to the real world, modern day, where these children get abducted. And he has to go to the fantasy realm to find them, obviously. But like, there's so much integrated, because it's Grant Morrison. So like, they talk about how global warming affects the Witch of Winter because she needs to be like frozen at all times, and how that's her retaliation for the whole global warming thing. And it's awesome. Like, and we get to meet Geppetto, and Geppetto is like hundreds of years old, and he was supposed to die years ago, but he's like replaced body parts with like these enchanted wood pieces. So like his arms and legs are made out of wood, but it's so good. There's so much lore to it, and it's all related to like Christmas somehow. And he gets captured by the witch, and he's in this hallway where there's all these iterations of Santa Claus statues carved out of wood. And he obviously uses them for a battle at the end because he was the one who carved them and can magically control them. So you have all these versions of Santa Claus like fighting the witch, and awesome. It was so good. Grant Morrison just knows how to take this idea that's been around for hundreds of years and just put his own twist on it. It's what he's good at.
They should just do a one shot every Christmas.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, they have so much more they could talk about. Like, they mention all these other battles and stuff, and they could write issues forever about this. Really good. Yeah.
All right. So before we get into the end of the show, Mike had a contest to give away a Funko Pop figure.
Yes, I did. I'll say.
And somebody won. I don't know if you know this or not.
Oh, all right. Know this. Who's the lucky winner?
Manny Rivera.
Manny Rivera. That's a good name.
Yeah. Manny,
sounds like
congratulations.
Yeah, we'll be shipping you we'll get his contact info. You are the winner of a Funko Pop Dark Knight Returns Joker.
Yes. And Manny, if you're listening to this and haven't received the email, please email us I need your shipping address to send that thing out. That needs to happen.
If he doesn't want it, I'll keep it. That's how it's gonna go.
And that contest went really good. So we got more planned for the year 2017. More and more every week.
Yeah. So now it's time for the trade of the week.
Let's do it.
I don't think we've done this one yet. We've had quite a few trade of the weeks.
We haven't. Positive.
I'm surprised we haven't talked about Kingdom Come yet.
Yeah.
Gather round, children. I have a story to tell you about Kingdom. And you're wondering, oh, that sounds pretty religious. Why does he want us to read a book about the Bible? No. Well, let me tell you. It's Mark Waid and Alex Ross, the most dynamic duo of comics of all time. You know, nowadays people are like, oh, Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder. No. There's Mark Waid and Alex Ross. Alex Ross, who uses live models to draw or paint, I should say, sketch and paint his characters. So he would actually, have models come in, put these costumes on, and that's how he would draw them to see how the costumes move, how they flow, how they wrinkle up, how they bunch up when they're punching and stuff, flying. Oh, so good. And then you have Mark Waid writing this story about how all the heroes are old. Wonder Woman's old, Batman's old. He's got an exoskeleton body holding him together all the years of getting punched in the back and in the face. And Superman's hiding. He's in hiding. He just wants to live a simple life of farming. He's all gray hair, but he's overpowered because he's been on Earth for so long, absorbing all our sunlight. He's more powerful than the Superman and a young Superman, say like New 52 Superman. I get excited talking about this book. It's very good. We see it all through the eyes of, I want to say his name's Henry Dodds, but it's not. You get an outside look at these heroes and how there's a new generation of heroes and they have no regard for any human life or anything it's kind of like a Zack Snyder movie. When they have a battle, they just kill everybody and don't care about the repercussions. That was a bad joke. But so then they gets to the point where the older heroes are like, well, we gotta show them that they're not doing this the right way. And then obviously that's where the story branches from. But it's so cool to see this mixture of all these characters. You get to see every hero, and all these new heroes. But he just draws you think Alex Ross won't draw that character? He does. He draws all the characters. Like Red Tornado, Steel shows up, and then. But the best part of that is Superman's costume. He has like a futuristic Kingdom Come costume where you probably see it before, where he has gray on the sides of his hair, and it's kind of like a streak across his shirt is the new Superman symbol. But yeah, so this man starts observing all these things with the Spectre, and the Spectre has some religious. Jim Corrigan, who becomes the Spectre, has some religious aspects to him. Very philosophical as they go through this journey and view all this happening from outside of the ring. But yeah, I think that sums it up.
Yeah, it's probably the best writer-artist combo that's ever been put together. It's one of those books that is in the top 5 must-read. At the same time, I think it's one of those books that reads way better once you've gotten your feet wet in the DC universe. Because I remember the second time I read it, it was a lot better to me because I started to see all the little things in the background.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, there's nothing I can say that Mike didn't say. It's a great book. Definitely pick it up.
Awesome. That would leave time for the shitty villain of the week. This one, I don't know if it's a shitty villain of the week. Obviously, the guy who takes the cake is Captain Shit. Was that his name? Captain Shit.
Shit King.
Or Shit King, yeah. Captain Shit's pretty cool. Captain Shit sounds cooler than Shit King. Like Captain Shit is like he's the shit. You know what I mean? If there was ever a villain to win the award for shittiest villains, it would be.
Well, what's
Shit
great
King.
is I researched it, and these aren't like, so far at least, they aren't real villains. They're just villains they've made up to have a shitty villain of the week.
That's even better.
Yeah. A month.
We should try to. We should. We'll talk about this after, but we'll contact the writer of this book, and maybe he would like to do an interview because I feel like he would have a lot to talk about,
Yeah.
especially involving shitty villains. We always like to talk about shitty villains with people. All right, so our villain of the week, shitty villain of the week, is Mr. Camera.
All right.
No surprise here. It's a Batman villain who appeared. Oh my God, he comes back for a second issue. Oh, okay. So basically, he starts off in the original 1940s Batman number 81. But then he comes back for Batman Brave and the Bold, which, if nobody knows what Brave and the Bold is, it was one of those campy cartoons that incorporated a lot of the Batman and Justice League lore of DC Comics, and it's fantastic. One of my favorite animated shows. Okay, so
Batman voices too.
yeah, yes, exactly. Okay, his
And
powers.
the best version of Aquaman too.
The powers. I just remember. Now I got to talk about this. I remember one of the episodes of Brave and the Bold where Aquaman just shows up like riding dolphins or something like that.
It's the best version of Aquaman that's ever, because it's the version that everybody thinks Aquaman is.
He's like the untitled, white privileged king of Atlantis. Oh my God, he's like.
Whenever someone makes a joke about Aquaman, that's the Aquaman they're talking about, and that's why
Yeah,
I
the
love
Brave
it
and the
so
Bold.
much.
You can find episodes with him, but they're so hilarious. He's just so over the top. He's basically like, I don't even know. It reminds me like almost like ridiculous as the Crimson Chin from. That's like how ridiculous he is written as a character. It's so good.
Watch them.
Okay,
All right.
so back
Do a
to
whole podcast just on
Mr.
Brave and the
Camera. Mr. Camera's powers are hypnosis and obviously light projection, because when you usually shoot a camera, there's a flash, right? Well, I'm sure we'll post a picture of it. Mr. Camera wears a giant camera on his head. So Batman and Robin had a series of run-ins with a criminal known as Mr. Camera, so called because he wore a helmet shaped like a giant camera on his head. He committed several robberies and escaped the dynamic duo each time, so they never caught him. Okay, so Batman anticipated that Mr. Camera would attempt to steal a 3D camera that was going to be demonstrated in a movie theater during the movie's intermission. The dynamic duo captured Mr. Camera and his gang, but he escaped again. Wow, they're really like, this is the best villain ever. I don't.
Wait. He has a gang.
Yeah, he's got a gang of other people
Are they the
that travel.
cameramen?
Like, oh my God, I hope so. The camera, the cameraman, please. Okay, so the story goes on. He escapes. Batman and Robin quickly track Mr. Camera to his hideout, which is full of camera and photography equipment, including a giant 20-foot tall movie projector. Because why wouldn't Mr. Camera have a 20-foot tall movie projector?
Yeah, you need one.
Oh my God! It was also named as his crime gallery. Ugh. And it's covered with like framed crime scene photos. Wow, this is getting pretty dark. Like, they show up to Mr. Camera's home and he just has like people and dead in crime scene photos like all over his apartment and stuff. He's like, there's always dark aspects to these characters, even if they don't mean it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Batman defeats Mr. Camera. Oh no, Mr. Camera does his best to defeat Batman by shining an extra hot light bulb at him. Batman responds by punching him in the face. Mr. Camera is finally captured. Oh, that's all they had to do was punch him in the face?
So, Mr. Camera's big plan was to give Batman a tan.
Yeah. It's like, I'm gonna shine this really bright bulb in your face. And Batman's just like, no, dude, and just punches him.
Jesus Christ.
Ugh. Most of our shitty villains are defeated with a punch to the face, I think.
I think most villains, period, are to be defeated with a punch to the
Yeah.
face.
If you get close enough, you just punch him in the face, you'll be fine.
Oh man.
He's finally defeated after escaping the dynamic duo by getting punched in the face. Yeah, they're part of the. He shows up in the Brave and the Bold comic book. The issue is called "Captured by Mr. Camera." Oh, in this issue, the Huntress is stalked by Mr. Camera. This is getting kind of creepy.
I wonder if that means the old Brave and the Bold comic from the 70s, not the cartoon.
No, this one. So, this is the new one. This is the 2010 book that they wrote from the cartoon.
Oh. Huh.
He becomes obsessed with the Huntress. Wow, that's it's kind of creepy. Yeah, Mr. Camera's a creeper.
How does
But-
Mr. Camera work in today's day and age where everybody has a camera?
Like, does he just walk around with a phone?
Yeah. Like, it's yeah.
Those flashes on phones now are pretty bright, so I guess he just like flashes it in Batman's face.
You see,
Yeah, I
that
don't-
super bright flashlight could just be on this phone. Like, it's just an app. So
It's just an app that he has.
so basically, I could be Mr. Camera now.
Yeah, you just turn the flashlight app on in your phone. You're done. But you don't hypnotize people. I mean, the camera that he's wearing on his head is one of the old school cameras, so like I wouldn't even know how to eat. Would he wear a giant phone on his head now? Like, is that how it would work? Like, his face is just a giant iPhone or like an iPad.
I'll brainstorm some ideas.
Okay,
The only
get some
problem
ideas and come
is-
back to me.
The big problem with this whole thing is I can be tracked by GPS through my phone. So
You're done for.
yeah, there's not much I can do. Maybe I think I'll skip the life of crime then.
You might just skip over it. The thing is, like, I wonder if he could take pictures of his face, but like, what happens when he runs out of film? Does he have to like stop there and like change it out? Because it looks like an old film camera. Definitely not a
God,
digital
that'd be
camera.
amazing.
Like, hold on, I need to
That's the
change my
panel
film.
I want to see.
Yeah, him changing the film in between taking pictures of Batman. Like, do you think when he gets home and he like escapes Batman, he's just like he develops the film and it's like Batman like chasing after him in every photo and like him running away every time. And like the last photo where he gets caught is just him getting punched in the face by Batman. Like winding up a punch is the last photo he ever took.
He's just got like a bunch of pictures of Batman punching me in the face on his wall. It's
Just like
Batman's face
fists coming at his face as like, he's got them all over his apartment. Those are the crime scene photos he has. Oh yeah,
Jeez.
solid. Well, I think that was a solid episode. That's a good place to end it.
Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't end it when your pizza showed up.
No, I know you wanted to see the pizza show up, but I'm sorry.
So
Disappointing.
yeah, everybody, find us at facebook.com/FortressComicNews or FortressComicNews.com. Find me on Twitter at FortressChris. Mike, you still not doing Twitter?
No, but I did open up an Instagram a couple days ago. Yeah, so at Ricker621 is my Instagram. If anybody wants to, got a couple pictures out there. You know, just starting up.
Couple dongers.
I don't think those are appropriate for Instagram. Everyone needs my private number for those, but
Yeah, check out our YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, and check out all of our Let's Play videos. Finishing up Walking Dead Season 1. Yeah, Walking Dead Season 1. And I have a new one planned. That's going to be fun. It's going to be Chris plays old video games and sucks at it.
I want to watch those.
And
You need to record your voice for them, though. Like, I want to hear you getting frustrated playing like the original Jurassic Park game.
Oh, and this one I plan on having a mic set up so that I can talk
Yes.
because trust me, I have a slew of like old Atari games that I've never played before. That I'm just like, all right, I need to play through like Adventure and show people.
I'm just gonna watch you play Pitfall and fall in the pit and be like, shit, every time.
Yeah, and new shows maybe on the horizon. 2017, things are looking good. Oh yeah, and
Ooh.
if you go to our website, we now have a message board.
Yeah, we do. It's awesome. It's legit.
So you can go to the forums, and if people start jumping in and chatting and doing things, I had a section for Fortress Comic News Q&A, where if people go on there and have questions for us, we'll add a segment to the show where we answer questions from the audience.
That would be awesome.
But that all depends on you people.
Yeah, you got to get involved, like we are.
What are you doing?
Get
Just
involved.
sitting there listening?
Yeah. What are you
What's wrong
doing?
with you?
Stand up. No, I'm just kidding. Sit back down. Then go to your computer and do all those things.
But yeah, join us next week. We will have a new show with new stuff and cool stuff. And I might be announcing a giveaway next week.
Oh. I like that.
All right, everybody.
See ya.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. Remember to subscribe to our channel. It should be right here. There's a little button. Yeah. Thanks for clicking that. Also remember to like and comment on our video. We love hearing from you and really appreciate it. Hope to see you next time.